Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be a review on the Makeup Revolution blush palette in Blush Goddess. Just to start off with, I do have a cold, so I might seem a little different or I might cut things out because I'm sneezing, but please bear with me. So this palette has been out for about 2 or 3 months now, and it came out with 2 other blush palettes. The 2 other ones were called are called Blush Goddess and Blush Mounts, which is like the creamy mounts, creamy blushes. But I've got all 3 of them, but today I wanted to show you and tell you about the Blush Goddess palette. So this palette even is part of the permanent collection, so you can still get it now. It's not limited edition, so you can just go out and get it anywhere that they sell Makeup Revolution, and it contains 4 highlighters and 4 matte blushes. I don't know if my camera is picking up very well, but you have highlights along the top, which are all shimmery highlighters, and then you've got blushes all along here, and they are all matte blushes. So the packaging is different to what you are used to. I think this is the first one they've actually made into this packaging. So you've got Makeup Revolution along the top here. It's in a gold writing as always, and then you've got the name here, which is the blush palette, and on the back you've got the details and ingredients and stuff on the back. So it has, I quite like how sleek it is as well, like that's how thin it is. So it's very sleek, very thin packaging. It has a window, so this is what I call the little window here. It's basically you can see all the products or all the different shades and colours within the palette in itself without having to open it up and fuff around with it. Because on the older products that Makeup Revolution made, you had to open up the packaging to see what it looks like because it was just a black packaging here, whereas at least you've got a window to see what colours there are without opening it up, which is really good. But the con to having a window is that you have no mirror. Literally, that is just the packaging. As you can see, there is no mirror inside, which to be honest I don't really care about because I have a mirror anyway. But I suppose if you're travelling and stuff, it's probably best to have a mirror. But yeah, that's the disadvantage of having a window, but I do quite like that. As you can see, they're all shimmers along the top and then blushes along the bottom, all ranging in different shades and stuff. So I'm going to do the swatches now for you. The first highlighter is this one here. This is the top left highlighter. This is a natural or neutral beige that gives a sheen. So it's not a shimmer one, it's just a sheen product because it's such a light product. It's not going to give you too much shimmer, it's just a little bit of a sheen. It gives you a little bit of a glow without overpowering. So I do quite like that one. So that's the first one. So the second one here, this is a light pink iridescent shimmer. So it's a lot more shimmery than the other one, as you can see. It's a pink iridescent, so it will look lovely on a light toned skin. And yeah, it's such a nice colour. You do not need a lot because it's so pigmented. But that's the neutral one, the neutral sheen, and this is the pink iridescent. So that's the second on the top row. The third one along the top row is this one here. This is a white gold shimmer. As you can see, it's a lot more intense than the first one. So these 2 are the most intense ones of the palette, but definitely gives you a lot of shimmer to your cheekbones. They're very pigmented, but I do quite like the colours of them. So that's the third one along the top. And the fourth one along the top is this one here. This is a beige satin colour, so it's kind of matte but kind of shimmery as well. It's in between, that's what you call satin. So this is the least shimmery one out of the whole lot. So as you can see, you've got the sheen here, the neutral sheen, pink iridescent, white gold, and the beige satin. The beige satin is definitely the least shimmery, as I said, but that is what they look like It's such a lovely range of colours. So if I can try and show you up close what they look like, that's not going to work. But yeah, that's what the shimmers look like. It's such a pretty palette and stuff. So nice. That's the shimmers. First of the bottom row blushes. This is a peach colour. As you can see, it's quite a peachy orange tone. Kind of like a coral as well, but yeah, it's very pigmented. That is the first one along the bottom. Next one, which is the second row along the bottom, this is a nude pink. So it's very neutral kind of pink. Look good on anybody. So that's the second one down. Third one across is this bright cool toned pink. As you can see, it's a lot brighter than the other colours, but yeah, don't let it scare you off because it is actually quite a nice blush. So that is the third one along. So the last blush along that row is this one here. It's a dark rosy pink colour. So this one, so they're definitely very pigmented, which is I quite like. So yes, that is a really nice range of colours. As you can see, they're all quite pigmented. They're all in the same kind of colour range. So you've got a peach, a nude pink, a bright cool toned pink and a rosy pink. So they're all, that's what they look like. So that's the 4 blushes in the palette. So now I'm going to show you what they look like on my cheeks and the highlighters as well. So I'm going to go use one from each palette, obviously, one blush and one highlight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use this quite toned rosy pink here. So I'm going to use my Stigma powder blush brush even. So I'm going to dab it in there, tap off the excess like I always do, and just apply that to my cheeks. So let's use my... Is it showing up, people? I can't really see on camera that much. Yeah, you can sort of see it there now, look. Such a lovely colour. And the highlight I'm going to use is this white gold, and this one here. So I'm using the Stigma tapered highlighting brush. I'm going to dab it in there, tap off the excess, and then apply it to my cheekbones. Can you see that? I don't know if that's showing, I might zoom you in a little bit more. Now you can see it, there it is there, look. This one is such a high impact shimmer, so if you do not like it, then it's probably not going to be for you. I really do like it, it's such a nice product to have. So I'm zooming you out again. Okay, so that's what they look like. I like the luminosity of the highlighter, especially that one. So yeah, it's really quite nice. If you do not like shimmers and this palette, or like the highlighters, this is definitely not for you. But I do quite like the highlighters. So I'm going to say what Makeup Revolution claims on their website, and then I'll tell you what I think. I've got what Makeup Revolution say. So they say, introducing our stunning blush and highlight palette, Blush Goddess. 4 luminous highlighter shades ranging in intensity from a natural sheen to intense illumination, which is this one here. 4 blushes from pink to peach. A great all-in-one palette for everyday blush and highlight. Highly pigmented and smooth and blendable shades. Sweep highlight shades along the cheekbones and an upward stroke of blush shades starting from the apples of the cheeks. So that's what Makeup Revolution claim this product does. I've got to agree with it because there's definitely a different range of highlighters. So you get the not so in your face highlighter, and you get the In Your Face Luminous Highlighter, which is this one here. And then the blush shades as well, you've got a peach shade, ranging to quite a bright pink, to a rosy pink colour. So definitely, I agree with that. And obviously I like the different ranges of finishes and shades within this palette, because if you don't like the shimmer highlighters, then you can have a sheen or a satin colour, so you don't have to have the highlighters, you can choose either of the other ones. And I like how you can use it on any occasion. It's a nice travel friendly palette, it's easy to carry around, and there's blushes for everyday use, and you've got the highlighters as well in different shades and different finishes, which I love. It's pigmented but not too much. Like for example the blushes, they're not overly pigmented to the point where you need a tiny little bit and then they'll still make you look like a clown. You can put your brush in it and then tap off the excess and put it on, and you still got room to manoeuvre and add more or less as you want to. The shimmer products are quite powdery. Like I've just done a few swatches and stuff, I don't know if you'll be able to see it or not, but I think personally the highlighter powders are quite powdery, so they do kind of transfer sometimes, especially these two here, the most shimmery ones, they do kind of transfer onto the blushes, so you get a little bit of shimmer in the blushes as well. That's what I find quite annoying. It's easy to apply and blend. Like I showed you how easy it was to apply the blush and the highlight, and easy to blend out as well. It's so nice to work with. They're quite smooth in texture as well. Like they're so lovely to touch. They're not hard or anything. They're quite smooth to touch. I think the highlighters, especially the more shimmery ones, are a little bit harder in texture. That's because they've got the shimmer in there, but everything else is just a lovely smooth product to work with. And I think it lasts about 7 hours. I think about 7 hours it lasted on me. I've tried all the blushes and all the highlighters, and they do kind of stay on their face for about 7 hours and then it starts to fade. But even when it fades, you can still kind of see it. It's not as intense as it first started, but it's still there. You can still see it, which I really quite like. So I'm going to tell you the most outstanding and brilliant highlighter is the gold one, which is this one here. This one is by far the most pigmented and outgoing. As you can see, I've got it on my cheeks now. It really does give you a nice luminous finish if you want that. It's so in your face, but I really like that. The least pigmented highlighter, I've got to say, is the beige satin, which is this one, because it's just a satin kind of colour, and obviously it's not that kind of highlighter. I quite like my highlighters being quite luminous and in your face kind of thing, but this satin one, it doesn't really give off that much shimmer. It's kind of like a, I don't know what do we call, like a baby shimmer or something like that, I don't know, but it's not that much going for it, which I don't really like that one that much. So the pigmented blushes, I would say, is the peach one, which is this one. That is the most pigmented, this one here. I found that one definitely the most pigmented, and then the second one would be this rosy one here. The least pigmented for the blushes would be the nude pink, which is this second one here. This one, obviously, because it's nude, it doesn't really show up on the face that much, so you do need quite a bit of blush product to actually make it noticeable on your cheeks. But yeah, I really do quite like the different styles and stuff. That kind of tells you what I think the pigmentation is like in this palette. So yeah, I really enjoy this palette. I really enjoyed using it and experimenting with it and trying it out and reviewing it for you. I don't know if this review is good enough for you, but hopefully it is. Yeah, I just love this palette from Makeup Revolution, the Blush Goddess palette. So yes, and all it costs is £6. £6 for 8 products. I love it. It's really good. Like £6 for those highlighters, which are brilliant, as you can see still there. and the blushes. You cannot go wrong with £6. It's just brilliant, it's affordable for everyone, so it's not too expensive, and I think the quality you get for just £6 is amazing. And you can actually get it in Superdrug and on Superdrug website and on their now Tam Beauty website rather than Makeup Revolution, because they've changed, because I think Tam Beauty is the company that makes Makeup Revolution and I Heart Makeup and Freedom, and they've decided to make a website to put every single of their brands on that website to make it easier rather than a separate site. So it's now Tam Beauty, which I really do like. So yes, I hope you like this video. If you've got any questions relating to this product, then please leave below. Please comment, rate, subscribe, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!